It's day two of our Let's Make Bread from Scratch. Today we're gonna make a honey whole wheat. I have 1.5 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 2 tablespoons of honey in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. And if any of it gets stuck, you can go ahead and scrape it right out of the bottom there. I usually combine my honey and my water just because it makes it easier and it doesn't clump up. But you can add it right in if you don't want to do that. Then we're gonna add a packet of yeast. Just kind of sprinkle it over there. We're gonna use a machine today. You could absolutely make this by hand, and then sometimes I think that's easier, but for the challenge, we're just gonna go ahead and use this. We're gonna put 1 cup of white flour, and we're gonna add 3 cups of whole wheat. I am using King Arthur's whole wheat. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this. Now this costs about 50 cents to make. And if you were to buy a loaf of bread right now, I don't even know what it costs, but it's way more than that. So go ahead and make your own. Your body will thank you. You can process it much easier, as well as your budget. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put a teaspoon of kosher salt in here. I have to find where I put the salt. That is always a difficult problem. Oh, there it is. I keep it in a little container so I can scoop it out, but it gets lost amongst the ingredients. All right. A good, healthy teaspoon of salt. I like it a little on the salty side, but you can choose what you like. So just like that, it's just about ready. We're gonna pop that top on, and it's gonna mix for 15 minutes. We're not gonna stay here while it mixes, but I'll get it started. It stops and starts just like a bread machine. So if you have a bread machine, you can definitely use that. And then after an hour of rising, I'm actually gonna stop that while we talk here for a second. After an hour of rising, this is what your dough will look like. I actually put it in a Benetton. We can flip it out. It's a very thick dough, so it's not, super puffy and light. It's got a bit of density to it, and that is due to the bran in the whole wheat. So don't be alarmed. Once you bake it, it will be beautiful. But the key is to let it really ferment and puff up. And to do that, I like to put it in a bag. So the bag does not touch the dough at all. It just creates a warm, moist environment for the dough to rise in. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and mix this. And how will you know if it's perfect? Well, all the flour will be picked up at the bottom. So all of it will incorporate into the dough. If it's not being picked up in the first few rotations, you need to add a little drop of water at a time. And if it's too wet, then 1 tablespoon at a time, you're gonna add that flour until it all comes together. And then once it's mixed, I take it out and I move it to another bowl and let it rise there. And then we proceed as I just showed you. All right, my friends, I'm gonna drop the recipe below. Let's get baking.